What's up, guys? It's episode 306. Welcome back to the show. Hey, what's up? It's Jacqueline. Welcome back to the show. Yesterday, I, for the first time in 3 years, threw in the towel podcasting. I threw in the towel recording this episode. I went on my Instagram story and I told you guys that it wasn't happening. And that's because I'm going to say this now, and I stand by this, and I've been thinking about it a lot lately. The hours of 1 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. of the day are the worst. That's the worst time of day. And that's when I was podcasting on a Sunday afternoon. So, the night before, this is like a whole, I think I explained it on my Instagram story. It's a whole thing. The night before, I went and saw Uncharted at the movie theater, and then I went home and watched Spider-Man, and then after Spider-Man I watched 2012 until 2 a.m. So I was really tired. Okay, Jacqueline, what an intro. I just did. Whose socks are knocked off right now by that intro? Who did I just wow with the opening of this episode? I'd like to know, because I'm trying my best today. I have no failure is not an option. You guys, hit the subscribe button, okay? Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm here every week. Follow me on Instagram at Jacqueline Monroe. What else? Subscribe to my YouTube channel. So this is a video podcast. You can watch me if you want to hang out with me on your couch. Instead of watching Netflix, you can watch me on YouTube. So subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also watch me now on Spotify. So subscribe to my Spotify. Follow me there. And you can also rate the show on Spotify now. So that would really help me out. I'm pushing Spotify because it's trending right now. It's trendy to talk about your Spotify podcast, and I'm there, and I'm on video, and I feel like that's something, right? I'm on year 3, and I got an email from Spotify, and was it October now that they rolled out video podcasts for creators, and I don't know if I was chosen to be one of those people, but anyways, so watch me on Spotify now. Rate me there. Okay, what else? I think that's it. I'm not going to plug my Patreon today. I had a coming to Jesus moment this morning when I was washing my face in the sink. I had a little coming to Jesus moment about my Patreon, and I'm like, Jacqueline, you have a full-time job. You're a full-time parent of a golden retriever puppy. You have a podcast that it's taking up more time because I'm editing clips for social media. Like, the last thing you need to add to your plate right now is, and I know the pros would disagree with me. I know Gary V's like shaking his head right now, like, no. Work until 2 a.m. Like, pump out Patreon content. No excuses, no days off. Okay. But here's the thing. The last thing I need to do right now is overextend myself with like vlogs for my Patreon, like videos of me, traveling and doing things, and behind the scenes content of my podcast, and extra podcast episodes on there, So basically, here's where I'm at with my Patreon. It's if you're new to the show, or if you haven't been told 100 million, if you're a regular listener, fuck. Okay, I want to be good with my words today, Jacqueline. Okay. It's patreon.com/tjms. And here's where I'm at with my show. If you want to support me because you like my show, go to Patreon, okay, and subscribe. You're not going to get any content. It's going to be like going to church on Sunday and getting that basket passed down to you And it's going to be like donating to charity. It's going to be like, Jacqueline, I want to give you $5 a month because I like your podcast, and this is me supporting you. That's what it's going to be for 2022 until I change my mind again, which could literally happen next week. And then okay. So patreon.com/tjms, support your local podcast host. I gotta be smart with my time right now, and it's just a lot. Like, you guys, I have some big exciting stuff going on with my job, my work. I work for a PR company. I don't know if I've talked about it in a while, but that's my main gig. I do this podcast for fun. This is my creative outlet, my hobby. And Jacqueline, why don't you want to monetize it and turn it into your full-time career? Like, yeah, okay, if that happens, it happens, but I don't want to put gasoline on the fire right now. I enjoy doing it, and I don't have any sponsors. This is such a long-winded explanation. Sorry. But that's how social media is now. Everyone's like, you have to turn everything into a business. Like, can't you just do something for fun? Because that's where I'm at. I'm like, I do this for fun, honestly, and I earn a living in a other way. And so if you want to donate, yeah, again, patreon.com. That sounds so desperate. Wait, does that sound desperate? I don't know what I'm doing right now. Does anyone subscribe to a Patreon that doesn't give them anything? They just do it for a donation every month. Okay. I can't stop recording. I can't delete this episode. This is the day I have to do it. So, failure is not an option. You guys, what? I'm going to start this episode off by asking you a question, because I don't know the answer to it. What does P mean? I'm seeing this blue P. How do I do a P in sign language? I can't do it. P? Is that a gang sign? I think that is. Yeah, I'm seeing this blue P emoji all over social media. And I'm aware there's a song called Pushin' P on the top charts right now by Gunna. Is it Gunna, the rapper? And I'm hearing it used in conversation. Like, that's not P. That wasn't very P. Or P. Like, so I have it queued up already because I'm a professional podcast host. This is my third year podcasting. I finally got my shit together. I Googled this before I recorded. I have the lyrics pulled up right here of the Pushin' P song by Gunna. So I want to read some of the lines, and then I want to look up the definition. Because, like, is anyone else, like, okay, I feel like I'm getting to the point with my, in my years of life where I'm out of the loop with so many things that are happening with like pop culture and like younger people. Like, I'm a millennial. I'm a young millennial. I love saying that. Like, I'm on the cutoff of being a millennial. I'm almost Gen Z, and that makes me feel young. That makes me feel like, okay, so, but I'm just not with it. And I know, like, okay, whatever. So Pushin' P is a song by Gunna. Okay, I want to stick with this. I gotta stay on. What was I gonna go off on Gen Z about? I was gonna say something. Yeah, like, I'm at that point in my 20s or whatever that I feel like I'm out of the loop. I just don't really pay attention to. Like, I'm not really on that side of TikTok. I'm not on Gen Z TikTok. I'm on, like, I don't even know what I'm on. I'm on trucker TikTok. I love watching truckers give tours of their trucks at the rest stop. They'll, like, pull into a rest stop and give a tour of their truck, and that's what I'm into right now on TikTok. And always war TikTok. Anytime I see a combat video, I like it, because that's insane to me that people do that, and that's, like, yeah. So I'm multitasking right now because I'm a woman, and you guys are gonna have to put up with it if you're watching me on video right now. I am. Okay. We're gonna read the Pushin' P lyrics just a sec. I got a hair going across my lip gloss, and if you're a girl or a guy, maybe guys wear lip gloss, it's like the most annoying thing when it's sticking there. Removing dog hair out of my lip gloss. I also just rolled a lint roller all over my black. I'm wearing like this Nike top today because I feel like there's dog hair all over it. Okay, let's get into the Pushin P lyrics. So it starts off saying Pushin P. Yeah, Pushin P. Turn me up. Turn me up. P. Okay. Pointers in the paytech and my piece. I'm Pushin P. Cop new hammers for my P. Cop new hammers for my P. My people? Guys, I don't know the definition yet, so I'm trying to figure this out as I read the lyrics. Cop new hammers for my P. We don't want no peace. This song gets me hyped, honestly. Like I've been listening, like I've heard it here and there, and it's just like it makes my soul feel something. Like most rap songs do that to me. Like I just get hyped. It's like a good feeling. Anyways, this is one of those songs that does it. Jesus. Cop new hammers for my P. We don't want no peace. Got a spot across the spot just for P's. Is this like G's? Is P the new G? Gangster? Like, is P the new G? I feel like that's what I'm picking up from these lyrics. Drop the dot and then we plottin'. Exotic P's. She not a lesbian. For P, she turned pesbian. Pushin P. I'm Pushin P. Off capital P, I rock these presidents. It's President's Day right now. I didn't even think about mentioning or doing a President's Day segment. Who wants me to do a President's Day segment? Oh my God. President's Day. Didn't Donald Trump come out with an app today? A social media app? I swear that was like the first thing I saw when I woke up. Yeah, I roll over and I check my phone. I'm one of those people. No shame. It is what it is. I needed, okay, first of all, this whole country needs a dopamine fast. We all need to, I could go on a tangent about that, but like, I know that, that's bad for me, but I do it anyways. You guys. I pick so many tangents and I go on them for 2 seconds and then I pull back to the main topic, and I'm sorry if that's confusing. What just happened? So yeah, Donald Trump just came out with an app today, a social media app called Truth Social. Is that real? I should look that up after this, but he like trolled on Mark Zuckerberg. I don't know, not him. I don't know. His people, whoever's running this social media app, they like trolled on Mark Zuckerberg in the App Store, because I went and looked at it, with the example of like a conversation you can have on the app. It was, the user profile was Meta Mark talking to someone else, and then the topic was like freedom of speech and stuff and freedom, and he was like, I don't know what that is. Okay, it's a whole thing. So but yeah, it's President's Day. I'm back to the lyrics. The reason I even got on this tangent is because the lyrics say, off capital P, I rock these presidents. Count presidents, Pushin P. I'm going to stop there. Portuguese on her knees. Wait a minute. The next line is Portuguese on her knees mopping down a P. Okay, so P. What is it? So what I'm picking up right now is P could be the new G, like gangster. It's like a word for a dope. I'm doing hand motions right now, like a cool person. What's a gangster? Like, what's the, how would you define a gangster? People who just, they're dope and they don't give a fuck, I guess. Okay, so Pushin P. This is from OregonLive.com. What Pushin P means and why suddenly everyone on the internet is using it. And I gotta say right now, if there's a person I have noticed on the internet who loves this word the most and should not be, and also should not be using it because it just doesn't fit him, is Flagrant 2. What's his face? Oh my God. Andrew. No, it's not Andrew. Is it? Schultz. Andrew Schultz loves the word P. He uses it. I was watching, like, I haven't watched Flagrant 2 in a minute, but I was watching it on YouTube the other night, And he kept saying, that's not P. That's not P. He kept saying, that's not P. And I'm like, I was so confused because I didn't know what P meant, but I'm like, I know this is a new slang term, and it just doesn't fit him, in my opinion. So Andrew Schultz, he does have that like young thing where he like keeps his slang up with the times, and he stays relevant like that. But okay. What Pushin? Okay, so the blue parking lot sign emoji has received tons. Is this my podcast topic today? Could I run with this for the whole hour? Do you think I could? Because I just saw the word parking lot, and I thought I haven't bitched about parking lots in a while. I could transition into that. We could talk about parking lots after this. Okay, the blue parking lot sign emoji has received tons of run on social media recently because of a new viral phrase, Pushin P. A lot of people have no clue what it means, where it came from, or even how to use it correctly. Are you one of those people? Yes, I am. If so, this is the story for you. Don't worry. If you're out of touch with pop culture, here's a quick translation of the phrase. OregonLive.com, thank you. Pushin P is a term that originated from Atlanta rapper Gunna, one of the biggest stars in hip hop, who released his new album DS Forever this month. The P in Pushin P. Oh, here we go. Okay, I'm excited. Let me sit up, sip my coffee. Okay, why did I do that? Didn't want to ruin my lipstick by sipping the rim of the cup. Used a straw I was using for my water. Now my straw is full of froth from my coffee. Okay, whatever. I'm excited. Pushin P is okay. The P in Pushin P essentially means player. It means player. Okay, whoa. Okay, wait. What did I think it meant? Another term for gangster? Kinda. Okay. So it essentially means player, as in keeping it real. Okay, so like when I was mentioning Andrew Schultz saying that's not P, so that's not player? Player? That's not player. What? That's not keeping it real. So how does the P in Pushin P essentially means player, as in keeping it real? That doesn't make any sense. How does player and keeping it real? Players keep it real? Okay. As Gunna explained it during an interview with The Breakfast Club, it's primarily used in a positive way. If you wake up to a beach view, that's P. If you wake up to a beach view, that's player. If you spend thousands on a Rolex watch, that's player. If you do something bad or stupid, that's not player. Is this like sus? Like that's sus. It's like saying that's sus, which is a word I caught myself using like 2 times in conversation. Like I feel like this is like back in 2021, like early 2021. I feel like it's been around for a while, but I was saying sus in conversation. I got in this rhythm of doing that and I hated myself. Like I was just like, Jacqueline, that's not you. That's sus. Or cap. I don't do sus. I don't do cap. We don't do that here. It just feels wrong when I say it. Okay. So yeah, this seems like sus. P seems like sus. Like that's sus. But sus has a negative connotation, so player has a positive connotation. So not player, you'd say that's not P. So instead of saying sus, you can say that's not P. You just learned something. Maybe if you're on the receiving end of this podcast and you're listening right now, you already knew what this meant, but hey, I'm all about education here, and not only educating my audience, but educating myself. And so if I'm curious about something, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to figure it out, and you're going to have to sit back and listen. Sometimes that's how I felt in school. Like if I already knew something and the teacher was explaining something I already knew, I was like, I didn't have a choice. I had to sit there through that class. And that's what's going on right now. Okay. So let me check in. First of all, how are you doing? Where are we at with the world? So since we last spoke, the Super Bowl happened. Did you lose money on that? Did you make money on that? I hope you had a good day, a good Super Bowl. I hope the team you wanted to win won. Whatever. Okay, Jacqueline. On Valentine's Day, so that was the next day. I hope you had a nice Valentine's Day. Made the most out of it. I know it's like a polarizing holiday that people love to hate on and love to love. I love Valentine's Day because I didn't even talk about Valentine's Day. Did I say anything about it last episode? Yeah, I might have mentioned it, but I love Valentine's Day because I think it's because in elementary school growing up, we made these boxes out of, we covered cereal boxes with construction paper, like pink and red and white and all these different shades of Valentine's Day colors. Purple. Okay, Jacqueline. Oh no, you guys. Oh my God. This podcast is the gift that keeps on giving. I wasn't recording my video for the last, I don't know, what was that, 20 minutes? So whatever, this is going to be audio only, but I'm recording now, so I'll put clips up for social media. But what in the hell? I got so excited. Maybe I got too excited today and I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't looking at the record logo pop up on my screen. Yeah, like sometimes this will happen and then I'll redo it, but I feel like that this podcast has been popping so far. This has been popping so far, and I'm just gonna stick with it because you know what? Whatever. Okay, so yeah, Valentine's Day. What was I talking about? At school, we made these really cute Valentine's Day boxes, and it was always such a sweet thing to do at school because we go to like Walmart or whatever, and we get those little foldable Valentine's Day cards, and you had to write everyone's name on it, like to Bobby from Jacqueline, and you put a little like lollipop in it. I always did the suckers. What were they? The Tootsie Pops. We like Tootsie Pops. Or that's what my mom would buy us to put in the Valentine's Day cards. And I never got my name. No one ever spelled my name right, which is always fun to like open them and see how people spell my name. But yeah, so from the jump, when I was a kid, it was a fun holiday because then my grandma would always drop off little heart boxes of chocolates, and I always look forward to that. And then I've never been, honestly, like, this was like the first time I had guys, this is depressing to think about. I think this was my first good Valentine's Day where, yeah, maybe that's why I'm in a good mood about it. I mean, maybe in the past I was kind of like, fuck Valentine's Day, but you can just get drunk and hang out with your girlfriends and have a Galentine's Day instead. So that's always an option. See, I feel like no matter what, it's like a good time. And okay, cool. So yeah, Valentine's Day, Super Bowl, Ukraine, Russia, what's happening with that? I haven't looked at the news lately. Let me go back to I'm supposed to powder my face on camera. Okay, wait, so this is important. Wait, hold on. Is that the right brush? No, I don't know if I want this brush. So last episode when I was editing clips, because I'm posting them on TikTok now, I look so shiny by the end of the episode, and that cannot happen today. So I put a note on my episode notes today to powder my face mid podcast because I don't want to be shiny. I looked sweaty. Like, that's not good. So let me check my notes here. I wrote, I gotta start No, not I gotta start. I gotta stop. What did I say? I gotta get off my life story tangents about how I was. Wait, the mirror looks weird. Hold on. Basically, I was like, I keep repeating this tangent about my life story when I got depressed during 2020, and then I started podcasting, and then I figured myself out, and now I'm this like happy little version of myself who is carefree and da 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 da, and you know, has got help from a therapist, and yeah. So I keep getting on tangents about that, and I'm like, I just need to stop. Like, I know there might be new people listening who don't know that, but sometimes my episodes, like the back half of the episode, will just turn into me reflecting on that time, and I'm just sick of it. It's the past. I figured it all out. Yes, I have a lot to share, and I have a lot of lessons I could teach people about how I helped myself and how I got out of that funk in my life. But I want to keep it light here. I don't want to be another mental health podcast. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. Like, it's not, I don't want that to be my brand. I want to talk about how 2 nights ago I went to the movies and I saw Uncharted. Am I repeating myself? Speaking of repeating myself, I forget if I talked about this in the intro. I think I did. Yeah, did I say I went to the movies? I saw Uncharted, the new movie with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. Super good. It was a great movie because it reminded me of National Treasure, and what I liked about National Treasure with Nicolas Cage. Shout out. Where's he? Where's Nicolas Cage at? I haven't thought about him in a while, but the reason I like National Treasure is because they went around the world and they had to find these clues at all these places that I have, like, that you can, like, literally, like, go to, and like Mount Rushmore and the Capitol or whatever. So this movie had a similar theme to it where they had to travel around the world with this key, and they were looking for gold. So anyways, I want to talk about, back to my podcast being fun, like, I want to talk about popcorn, and I want to talk about going to the movies and pouring butter on popcorn. And okay, so like, I was in charge of the popcorn. My boyfriend was in charge of the pop. What did I say when we ordered? I said 2 pops or 2 sodas, and he looked at me so weird. I forget. Like, I literally forgot if I say pop or soda. Coke. I want a Diet Coke. I want a soda. I want a pop. Soda. I say soda. But I think I told the cashier I want 2 pops. Shit. That's why he looked at me weird, because you're supposed to say soda. Okay. Pop is like, what, Midwest? Yeah, soda. I say soda. Okay. So there's not a right or wrong way to say it, but it sounds weird now when I say pop. So he was in charge of the soda. I was in charge of the butter. And you guys, when I say I stand there and push that button for 5 minutes, I stand there and push that butter button for 5 minutes. And the amount of butter I like on my popcorn at the movie theaters is, what's the word? It's gluttonous. It's excessive. You guys, basically, like, I have no shame when I stand there in the line to do my popcorn. Like, people are behind me. I probably had like 20 people waiting to butter theirs, because that's how long I stood there with my finger on the button. I mean, there's no other way to do it. Like, I don't go light on the butter. And then on top of that, so I used to be, well, sometimes I like the jalapenos on top, but we did M&Ms this time. So I like the buttered for 5 minutes popcorn, the large buttered popcorn, plus chocolate on top. So like M&Ms. Last time we did pita M&Ms, this time we did regular M&Ms, and it like gets all melted in there, and your fingers are like brown and buttery as you're watching the movie. But you guys, that's the only way to do it at the movie theater. Oh my God. And like, speaking of the movie theater, it never gets old. It always, every time I go to the mall, first of all, when I go to the mall now, I feel like I'm back in middle school, and it never gets old. I love that feeling. And The smell of a movie theater never gets old. It is the best time, and I hope they never go away. Like, it's just like sitting on your couch watching Netflix. It's not the same. It just doesn't. That's why I don't like watching. Maybe that's why I don't like watching movies. It just doesn't feel. I like shows, but if I'm gonna watch a blockbuster, if I'm gonna watch a good movie, I want to see it in theaters. And we saw it in IMAX. The screen was huge. We had perfect seats, right down the middle. Yeah. So, back to like wanting to keep my podcast light. Yeah, I want to talk about buttering my popcorn for 5 minutes. You guys, speaking of butter, so there's this viral TikTok going around, or this person on TikTok who eats she eats butter, like straight out, like just out of the fridge, eats like a whole stick of butter and films it. And not that I do that or I've ever done that, but when I was younger, I used to eat, like if we went to a restaurant, I would eat those packets of butter they'd like put on the table next to the bread basket. I would just eat that straight. And I remember there's this place back in my hometown. I'm from Mount Vernon, Washington. If you're new, hey, if anyone from Mount Vernon, Washington is listening, hello, hi. Yeah, I'm from Mount Vernon. Shout out to y'all. Okay. But there's this place called the Co-op, Skagit Valley Food Co-op. And I remember when I was younger, there was the little like section of the deli where you go get your silverware and your napkins, and there's condiments and of course little butter packets, and I would like run over there and like stuff those in my pockets. And my mom would catch me in my little booster seat in the back of the van, eating the butter in my booster seat. So yeah, I like butter a lot. So is that pee? Is that pee? Eating butter? That's not pee. Eating a stick of butter, that's not pee. That's a good, am I using it right? Yeah, I don't know what this girl's doing. She was wrapping it in a fruit roll up. I got on her profile. I had to know. I heard about it. I had to see it. I got her profile, and she had wrapped her butter in a fruit roll up. And then she was dipping it, and then she like put tahini on it. She froze that. Then she sprinkled tahini on it. And then she was dipping it in, what was she dipping it in? Like apple juice or like vinegar, and eating it. It was just, she's doing it for views at this point. Like, she doesn't actually do that. Come on. Have a note here. I have a daily reminder. This is your daily reminder to stop going to podcasts for medical advice. I didn't go to med school. Okay? Neither did most of the podcast hosts you listen to. So, yeah. The note here to remind everyone to stop going to podcasts for medical advice. Yeah. It's actually like, I was thinking about this the other day. It's crazy to me how lazy we are now at acquiring information. Like, when we want to know something, the way we go about figuring it out and learning about it is so passive. It's so passive. Like, we basically, instead of being intentional and deliberate about the way we go about learning something, we just like passively listen to a podcast or like watch someone on the news regurgitate information that, yes, a scientist who had done the research said, or the CDC or the World Health Organization. It's like, it's coming through like the pipeline. It's like coming down the pipeline to us, and we're just like passively listening to it. And then that's how we're learning about stuff, instead of like going to the information source, like reading those research papers for ourselves. Like, because here's what happens. I feel like now things get so what's the word? Construed, or like everything gets, it's almost like watered down, and we get this version of it that's like very, there's like, we get the information with the opinion stacked on top of it, and it's like, and then there's like this tone about the information that's like either negative or positive. And if you guys know, so like the topic I could bring up right now, which I won't talk about because I don't talk about on my podcast anymore, is kind of like what I'm referring to. The virus that shall not be named. Go listen to episode 305. And so then, yeah, it's like, instead of just like learning about something and knowing the information, and it's like, you can't just, okay, everything has to have like an opinion about it, or anything like scientific. What am I saying? It's like, there's a big, everything has like a big story around it now that's like super negative, or yeah, mostly negative. Instead of like neutral, like this is the information and this is what it is, it's like this is the information and this is why it's bad. So yeah, like, okay, back in the day, if you had to write a research paper on XYZ virus, like you would cite your sources from like a 90-page article, scientific article. Right? Like you wouldn't be like, Joe Rogan said this on his podcast, right? I don't know. It's just been on my mind lately. And I feel like here's the deal too. Yeah, I guess what I was saying is we're kind of like lazy, or we're not even, I don't even think we realize we don't, and I'm talking mostly, I mean, I'm speaking from experience, like you don't even realize you're doing it. But you think you know something, or you have a strong opinion about something that you believe to be true because you heard someone say something about it. But what they were doing, they weren't like, they were just regurgitating the information. You weren't really getting that from the source and forming your own opinion about it. Is that what, yeah. So, but here's the thing too, because there's so much information that we have access to now, it's hard to find truth. It's hard to find what's real and what's not. And I do not know, like, I don't know what the solution to this is. Because I've said this from the beginning of the pandemic, like, I feel like every single month, I felt like we were in this washing machine of information. Like 1 month we were being told this, the next month we were being told this, rinse, repeat, month after month. And then you never knew what was right. It was all confusing. And I understand that was a unprecedented time. President's Day. Woo. Unprecedented time. Am I saying that right? And so, yeah, of course, we're going to get things wrong and then find out a month later that it was actually this. Okay, I get that. But that's continued. It's like, so it's hard. It's just like hard to be a young person who's still learning how the world works. And it's like hard to navigate it all and feel confident in your like thoughts and opinions about things, because there's always something that's totally contradictory to it, and there's always like information to back that up. Does that make sense? Like there's always, like, no matter what you believe, you could find billions and billions of articles and studies and things to back that up. I swear, it's like no matter what you believe, you can probably prove it to be true if you Google it. So what's true? I'm so confused. guys want me to research, like, for example, this is a great example of where I'm at right now. I've heard through the pipeline of social media and podcasts that Russia is potentially going to invade the Ukraine. So then I heard someone else say that's actually the U.S. media blowing it out of proportion and saying something and making it something it's not, because the Ukraine is like, we're good. It's not that we're not, we don't see it how you're portraying it. So is Russia going to invade the Ukraine or not? Like, or is it just like a media thing? Because COVID isn't, I said it. Fuck. Because the virus shall not be named. Is that going to be annoying if I keep doing that on my podcast, not mentioning it? I just don't want to be that another podcast that talks about the thing that we've been talking about for the last 3 years. I'm over it. I want to move forward, and I don't want to keep mentioning it. But, I forget what I just said. Oh, the XYZ virus is not relevant anymore, and so it's like, well, now they gotta talk about something that's dramatic, and here's a great great opportunity to talk about a Russian invasion on the Ukraine. I guess, I don't know, but that's an example of me, again, just like hearing stuff and being confused. It's like, if I want to go, so right now it's like, if I want to actually know what's going on, if I go to the news, it's going to tell me Russia's going to invade the Ukraine. But it's like, okay, if I go to the news in Ukraine, what are they saying? Go to the source, okay? I guess I'd have to, like, go to Ukrainian news, Russian news. I don't know. Guys, what's happening in the world? You guys, we've got Julia Fox. We got stuff to mention. They broke up. Kanye and Julia Fox broke up. Have you guys all seen the Uncut Gemz trend on TikTok? With her vocal fry and her, like, I was Josh Safi's muse from Uncut. I was Josh Safi's muse when he wrote Uncut Gemz. Everyone's mimicking her because of the way she said it, and so that's happening. Yeah, Julia Fox and Kanye broke up apparently, and I saw a video of her, like, wishing him well, and she's like, I'll always love Kanye, wish him well, and all the best. So is she going to stay relevant? We'll see. What else did I mention? Oh, divorce statistics, Girl Scout cookie season. What do we want to talk about? I mentioned divorce on the last episode. I forget why. Oh, because of my Theragun. I said that this is going to save marriages. Oh, I want this on my neck right now, but my sternocleidomastoid needs it really bad. I've been looking down at my phone too much. Sternocleidomastoid's a neck muscle on the side that if you touch it right now, there's like a 95% chance if you own a cell phone that yours is sore right now. So anyways, I brought up divorce because I said this Theragun is going to save marriages. And then while I was writing my podcast notes, I was actually writing this like 2 a.m. when I was watching the last movie of that night, 2012. I can't believe I never saw that movie about the world ending in 2012. Yeah, so I was writing podcast notes down, and I remembered that I had talked about divorce statistics, and I was curious about, like, what are the current divorce statistics. So I should pull this up right now. It's kind of interesting. Things are looking good. Okay, we're doing better divorce wise in the United States than we were 10 years ago. And I don't know if anyone knows this. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, actually. My parents got divorced when I was 20. So which obviously had an effect on me, and especially, like, going into my dating years and my relationship years, like, at first that kind of threw me off, because it's like, all of a sudden, you know, you're 20 and all you've known your whole life is your parents are together, and then that first Christmas when they divorce, your two parents aren't sitting there opening presents with you. And that messed me up. Like, it, or not really messed. It just took the sweetness, especially out of those kinds of holidays where you remember your parents being together. So, that's just like one example of many where things got thrown off. But yeah, so my parents divorced when I was 20. Again, I don't think I've ever mentioned that, but yeah, so let's read statistics on divorce. I still, by the way, if you're listening right now, I still want to get married. I'm not totally like, what is it, jaded or like, that didn't ruin things for me, because what I recognized really early in my parents' divorce is that I was able to separate myself and recognize that I'm a kid in this family. My parents' relationship is separate from that. It's like their thing, and that's their own like shit to deal with and work out, that I happen to be involved in because I'm a kid, but I'm their kid, but like their relationship isn't it's like one example of like a billion relationships that exist, and theirs just happened to end in divorce. But that doesn't mean all marriages ended in divorce, which we're going to get into right now. So divorce rates in America, 35 stunning stats for 2022. This is by Legal Jobs. I believe this is an app, or what is this? So the current divorce rate in the US is 2.9 people per 1,000 people. Overall, the rate of divorces in America is falling. The divorces amongst people aged 50 plus is rising. Let me get into like the millennial statistics. So more people in the US were married in 2018 than in 1960. Is that because of the population increasing, obviously? Oh, this may highlight the effect of an increasing population. The effect it has on the statistics of marriage and divorce. Is this interesting? Is this fun? Who's having fun? I said I want to keep my podcast fun and light. We're talking about divorce. How's it going? How's it going for you? Am I delivering on that? It's a good time here on the Jacqueline Monroe Show. We're talking about divorce. The average, this is interesting, the average length of a marriage in the U.S. is 8.2 years. People in New York are married on average the longest, 12.2 years. Okay. The likelihood of divorce might be less than you think. Here's something positive. The most common question surrounding divorce in the United States is, what percentages of marriages end in divorce? And before I read this, I actually read this already. I thought it was like, 50% of marriages. And apparently that varies between 40% and 50%. So this means that you are more likely to stay married than you are to dissolve marriage. Good news, it says. And that's not all. Yeah, the divorce rate is lower today than it was a decade ago. Interesting. Significant divorce rate. This is from 2018 and 2019 is significantly lower than in 2008 and 2009. Okay. I want to read the millennial thing. I saw something. Again, this is just like me or what did I hear on social media? I didn't actually go to the source. But apparently you're more likely to stay married if you get married between the ages of 28 and 32. Those marriages tend to last longest from those in that age range. Someone said that on social media, and I'm regurgitating that information now to you. So if you really want to know if that's true or not, I could Google this right now and find out, and be a good podcast and be a, and do a good job here as a podcast host. But I'm gonna have you go do that yourself. I don't have, like, that's the thing. I don't have someone Googling. I need that person in the corner Googling while I talk. You know, I always say this. I'm looking for the Jamie to my Joe. Someday it'll happen. I can just see myself right now having like 10 people. I want everyone on camera, like, doing this podcast with me. Like, I want a gang of people. Like, I'm the main host, but like there's a cast of characters and everyone has a role. And one person is Googling, maybe a couple people. And there's like sound effects, there's segments that are fun and popping, and there's like videos getting played while I talk that back up what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like, this is just the beginning. Small city, big dreams, okay? Small city, big dreams. Malvern, Washington to go to the big leagues here, and where I live in San Diego now. Who knows where I'm going to live in the future, but not putting gasoline on the fire, what I say in the beginning of the episode. I'm not blowing this shit up yet. It's blowing up on its own, you know? I don't have to put in any kind of... Honestly, like, that's what I love about what I've done here with my show. It's like, it's just happening how it's happening, and that's so satisfying to know. Like, I'm not pushing, pumping. I'm not, like, making people listen to my... I'm not, like, promoting it, really. Yeah, I am on TikTok now a little bit, but you know what I mean? Feels good. So thanks for listening. Thanks for being here today. It's my 3rd year plan. I always say that. I love podcasting. I want to do this forever. So yeah, cool. So this is the millennial statistic I wanted to read about divorce. People born between 1981 and 1996 are showing lower rates of divorce than older age groups. However, the millennial divorce rate may be impacted by the fact that this demographic typically chooses to marry at a later age, and many forgo marriage in favor of cohabitation. Yeah, so of course millennials aren't getting married like as much. So we're more cautious about marriage. Okay, there's the divorce rate segment. Girl Scout cookie season. Do you guys want me to rank Girl Scout cookies? I'm going to rank Girl Scout cookies, but I have a note here to talk about how, just like a thought I had about myself, a little self-reflection moment. I know I just talked about divorce, which is related to relationships and dating. So this kind of goes. I realized that, so I'm in a relationship now, and I feel like when I was younger in relationships, I was such a whiny little bitch to my boyfriend about everything. And I was more like needy and like, yeah, I guess the word I'm thinking of is whiny. Like, just like, eh. But what I realized is that I'm not like that now. And I know it's like age and maturity and wisdom and being older, okay? But I realized the reason I'm not like that now is because I had enough time being single in my 20s. I had like years of it where I had to be alone with myself and figure shit out. Like, I didn't have someone next to me to complain to and whine to. I had to deal with it myself. So it's like I've continued, and now that I'm in a relationship, I just continue to do that. And he doesn't have me like nagging on him. And that's why I always promote, and I always say, like, I don't always promote, it's not a relationships podcast here, but something I want to say and promote on my podcast is being single. And if you've gone from relationship to relationship to relationship to relationship, you've never had like a good like year or two. For me, it was like, how many years? I mean, I had like shorter term relationships within all this, but for the most part, I've been single in my 20s. Yeah, if you've been constantly in a relationship, you haven't had that time by yourself, like, get single. Because yeah, it's like, I feel like it's so important. Cause then what I figured out is that when I was single, I was like, I was able to like audit myself, or how do I make this make sense? Like I was better able to, when you're alone, it's like, I guess I was in, those are my self-reflective years and times, and I really like worked on myself during those years. But what am I saying? I like figured out what I brought to the table. It's like I was able to maintain this like uniqueness, like this is who I am. I wasn't influenced by a boyfriend throughout my 20s. I didn't have that. I didn't have like a person next to me all the time. I was on my own. I guess that's what happened. I like maintained my independence and my self, and it was just me. Does that make sense? So I think that's good. And then now I can bring that to a relationship, and I feel very, very like I'm very confident and strong in who I am because I had that time with myself. Okay, cool. Girl Scout cookies, let's rank them. You know what? I bet BuzzFeed's got a Girl Scout cookie quiz. I should end the episode with a quiz. BuzzFeed.com. I used to do quizzes on my show back in the day, on BuzzFeed because they're fun and light. That's what we do here on the job. We keep it light and fun here on the show. We're going to talk about Girl Scout cookies. It's $1 billion industry. Can you believe it? $1 billion. And you know what? I was walking down I was walking to my neighborhood the other day, and there was a poster on someone's window that said Girl Scout cookies sold here. And there was a little, what is it called? Like a geotag? What are those? No, it's not a geotag. What are those codes you scan with your iPhone camera? I sound dumb right now. Someone out there is like, Jacqueline, it's called this. Come on. I scanned a barcode thing to order them online, and you could pick them up at her house. I thought that was so cool. Like promoting your Girl Scout cookies on the side of your house you live in. Like some pedophile out there is going to be into that. Someone out there, some pedo. Oh my God, that's fucked up. Jacqueline, come on. Keep it light. Keep it fun. I feel like my parents would never let me do that, is what I'm saying. Like that seems dangerous, and it seems like you're going to attract the wrong type of person. Okay, Girl Scout cookies search. Let me get off that. A brand new Girl Scout cookie is being released this year, and after tasting it, all I have to say is, whoa. This is by Ross Yoder from BuzzFeed. Should I read about this new cookie? There's also the next thing is about a Girl Scout cookie ranking, so I'm going to read that after. But this new one is called... Okay, where is it? Oh, what? It's a brownie-inspired cookie with caramel cream inside of it with a hint of sea salt. This is for the adults. What the fuck? What? Girl Scout cookies are for everyone, but like when I was 11, my palate like wasn't gonna be. I wasn't. Okay, what am I saying? Well, yeah, when I was 11, if there was a hint of sea salt on something, I don't think that was a thing when I was 11. That's like a Pinterest thing. Like that started like the sprinkle of sea salt on baked goods was like. That's like a Pinterest like 2009 thing. It's like when it started. Yeah, but this is for the adults. Salted caramel brownie. Yeah, like fucking green juice too. Like kids growing up on pressed juices. Like I was like an apple juice, orange juice, grape juice. You know, Capri Sun kid, like that's all we had. Okay, what is it called? I want the actual name. Give me the name. Adventurefuls. They're called Adventurefuls. Of course they are. Okay, so the new Girl Scout cookie for 2022 is called the Adventureful. If you like salt, you'll like this cookie. If you like salted caramel cookies, you'll like this cookie. Okay, the quiz here, or whatever, the ranking quiz. There's like new ones though I don't know about. Okay, let me just talk to you guys about Girl Scout cookies and being a Girl Scout. I was a former Girl Scout. I started out as a daisy, and then I converted into a brownie, and then I transformed into a, what's after a brownie? Cadet? No. Junior? Was I a junior? Yeah, I was a junior. It went blue, brown, teal. My garments that I had to wear, like the sash with the pins and the patches. Because my daisy one, so my daisy outfit was this like apron. God, I loved like ordering them in the catalog. I miss this. I love catalogs. That's another thing I feel like doesn't happen anymore. Like opening a catalog and like circling what you want and then like showing your mom, like with American Girl dolls and like the LL Bean Christmas edition or like the JC, what was it, the JC Penney one? You'd like circle the snow boots you wanted and the coat you wanted from Santa or whatever, like Christmas time. Yeah, that doesn't happen anymore. But anyways, I got so my daisy outfit was like an apron, and then as you earned your patches, the daisy would like bloom, like each patch was a petal. And then my brownie outfit was a sash. And then my junior outfit was a vest. Yeah. So my favorite Girl Scout cookie is... There's only two answers here. And if yours isn't one of these, then cut your tongue off. Straight up. Cut your tongue off. Get a transplant. Thin Mints or Samoas. That's it. I don't even know what I prefer. Okay, like Samoas though. Samoas are elite because of the flavor profile, but a Thin Mint from the freezer, that just can't be like that's an experience in itself. Like going to the freezer, grabbing a sleeve of Thin Mints. Is that better than grabbing a couple Samoas with the coconut and the shortbread? I'm gonna go Samoa Thin Mint. Yeah, I love everything mint though, so it's like whenever there's like a mint option of something, I get that. But I'm gonna go Samoa Thin Mint. Tag along, I really like the basic shortbread one. What's that called? Wait, peanut butter patties. No, those are tagalongs. Okay, BuzzFeed, get it right. Tagalongs have changed their name. No, wait. Oh, also called tagalongs. Those are top tier. Yeah, it's like literally like the ranking for me, because I don't really care so much about the shortbready, like lemony other ones. It's like every other cookie's like a shortbread, right? It goes like Samoas for me, Thin Mints, tagalongs. I'm good about everything else. Like I'll have the plain shortbread one, but the other ones don't really get me going. Like there's like a new toffee one. It's not that good. There's a peanut butter sandwich, a toast, a cinnamon toast one. These are all new. Yeah, the shortbread I'm seeing here. That's in my top 4. I'm gonna just read them here. You guys, they like, I haven't seen a list of Girl Scout cookies in a while, but these are like new. Lemon Ups, lemonades. Oh, I bet those are good. Caramel chocolate chip. But are they crunchy though? I am not team crunchy cookie. I am team soft, chewy cookie. Like if you like those crunchy, oh my God. If you like crunchy Chips Ahoy, also cut your tongue off. Also cut your tongue off. Like you also like the Nature Valley bars. Like you're one of those people. You like, it's like just go eat chips. Okay. If you want something to crunch on, don't eat a cookie. Like, go eat a chip. Shortbread is where I draw the line, because that's going to crumble and crunch. Well, it's not even crunchy. It's like crumbly. It's like buttery, so it's like softer. Okay. Yeah, but those kind of look good. The picture looks good, but they're probably crunchy. And yeah, so those are also new. The toast, they're called Toast-Yays, this other one, and those are like cinnamon toast with like a cream filling. Peanut butter sandwich, that's like a Nutter Butter. Haven't seen those before. Adventurefuls. I can just tell by the picture that those are good as fuck, and those just came out this year, and those are the ones I first talked about with the sea salt on top. And from the bite mark on the picture, I can tell that they're soft. I'm gonna trust in my eyes right now. So if I get a box of those from my neighbor, I'm gonna I want these because they look soft. They look like a brownie. They don't look like a cookie. So, Girl Scout s'mores. Am I really doing this right now? What did this episode even cover? Pee? We talked about pee. The Pushin pee. We talked about information. We talked about Valentine's Day, right? We talked about Joe Rogan and information. Euphoria, right? Movies, going to the movies. Butter. We talked about butter. Oh, we're talking about Girl Scout cookies. Wow, what an episode. I'm about to wrap it up. There's only a couple more. No. Wait a minute. Caramel Delights is a new name for Samoas? Is that because Samoa... Are they trying to be culturally sensitive or something because of Samoa? No. Girl Scout cookie name changes. How Girl Scout cookie brand names cause chaos. Oh, here we go. Amongst consumers. I'm not that mad, but like, I'm not even mad. I'm just like, of course. There's probably some sort of like race issue. You're buying a feeling now. Wait, now you aren't buying a cookie, you're buying a feeling. So these cookies are named. Let me go back to the list. So like if I want it, so now Samoas are called, this has nothing to do with race. I just brought that up because it's like, it's like 2022. It's like, still a hot topic. It's like, it's brought up in everything. Might as well mention it, I gotta start saying P in conversation. I gotta keep talking about race and division, and but I'm not talking about you know what, the virus that's happening. Okay. So now it's like Samoas are called Caramel Delights. So when you eat these, you're delighted, right? What are the other ones? When I'm feeling adventurous, I'll eat Adventurefuls. What's the other one? You're buying a feeling, not a cookie anymore. When I'm feeling fantastic, I'll eat a Toffee-tastic. Or if I want to feel fantastic, yeah, but they're still calling Thin Mints Thin Mints. So I don't know what's going on here. But like tagalongs are peanut butter cookies. That doesn't make me feel anything. Tagalongs makes me excited. I feel like I'm tagging along. I'm playing tag. I'm tagging along. That's a fun name. That makes me feel something. Peanut butter cookies doesn't make me feel something. So this whole like you're buying a feeling, not a cookie thing, according to this Mike Santoro on walkerstands.com, it's not really tracking for each flavor here. What's like the actual controversy? Is there any? Why did they change the Girl Scout cookie names? whatever. I don't, guys, like, I got this episode needs to come to a close. Let's see if I have anything else I forgot to mention here. Uncut Gemz. Oh, I was going to read statistics on empty flights. This is crazy. Hold on, let me just mention this real fast. So, this Wired article came out, I saw like earlier in February, about how thousands of planes are flying empty and no one can stop them. So, in December 2021, 27,591 aircraft took off or landed at Frankfurt Airport. 890 every day. But this winter, many of them weren't carrying any passengers at all. So there's literally planes flying around the world right now completely empty every single day. So this winter they ran 21,000 empty flights. Okay, in Frankfurt. What's the reason for this? I guess they're called ghost flights. And the only reason we have wait, let me just like make sense of this article real quick before I keep going. So it says that the only reason we have airport slots is that it recognizes a shortage of capacity at an airport. So if there wasn't any shortage of capacity, airlines could land and take off within reason whenever they want to. However, I'm reading, a disparity, this is from John Strickland of JLS Consulting. He's an aviation consultant. He says, however, a disparity between the volume of demand for takeoff and landing slots and the number of slots available at key airports means that airlines compete fiercely for spaces. In 2020, 62 million flights took place at the world's airports. 62 million flights. That's so many flights. While that number sounds enormous, it's down to nearly 40% year on year. Well, this is okay. Why am I reading about how there are less flights now? That's all. Okay. That's not what I want to know. Something about keeping their slots. Yeah, it's, I guess, like how I understand this is airline companies, like if they say they fly this many times, they have this many flights per year, they have to maintain that number in order to keep their slot or something, or like their, so then even if they can't fill a flight, they still fly it so they can maintain their numbers, so they can keep, something like that. Yeah, it's interesting. So if you see a plane in the sky, it might not have any passengers in it. Woo! We just learned something today. Another thing. Go to the source. Read. Educate yourself. Okay, I think that is it for today's episode. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening today. Hope you had fun. Like, something I'm realizing the older I get is that I'm not professional, okay? This is the thing. Like, maybe it's because of the household I grew up in and the way we talk to each other and the kind of like banter we had, but ever since I've entered the workforce and gone into the and worked in the professional world and professional settings around professional people, I've always felt like I don't mesh well with it and fit in with it, because I'm just like I feel like this is where I feel at home. I feel so comfortable I feel the most comfortable talking when it's casual and it's off the cuff and it's not super sophisticated and serious. And like, the thing about that though is this is like what my podcast feels like. I'm writing with my right hand, which is my dominant hand. And then the professional language makes it feel like I'm writing with my left hand. Does that make sense? Does anyone else feel that way? And I've never gotten, I'm really hard on myself about this. I've never felt good at it. And I've always been kind of insecure because when I try to put on that professional voice and speak that way, I feel like I'm not being myself, and it doesn't come out how I want it. Like, I think this is what happens to me. Oh my gosh, am I having an epiphany right now? I'm thinking the thing in my head I want to say, like in the meeting, for example, with my podcast brain, like how I speak to you guys here, as if like I'm just on a phone call with my friend. And then it's getting translated. Then I'm having to translate it into a professional sentence. And then there's like there's like a disconnect, and then it just like doesn't come out how my brain is naturally thinking it. And I get, like it sucks. I'm just like, I don't know, like I've over the years I've figured it out, okay? But like at first, this is like early 20s, I'll say this was like early 20s at my first job out of college. This happened all the time, and I hated speaking in meetings because I was just like, oh fuck, here we go. But I don't know what to do with that. Like, I honestly don't know. Yeah. It just kind of, I'm thank God for my podcast. This is, a good way to get I get to really express my authentic, like, this is me self out there. I don't, what, I don't even know what I'm saying right now, or why I'm choosing to end the episode with this topic. I feel like I want to end this little segment here at the end by saying how grateful I am for my parents, especially my dad, because I grew up in the most like fun-loving, funny environment. My dad like showed us I watched the best comedies growing up. He was like a stand-up comedian in the household. Everything was like taken, like we just like joked around and had fun all the time, and everything we laughed so hard. Everything was funny, and we didn't take life. My parents, that's the thing I want to thank them for, and I'm grateful for, is like they showed me from a young age to not take life so seriously. And I've maintained that. And now it's like back to the whole like being a professional person and having to speak professionally thing. That's been a challenge in my life. And I guess it kind of hit me like a bus. I guess that's what happened. And I've had to navigate that on my own. And it's not like I grew up with parents that were really nerdy. I don't know how else to say it, like boring, nerdy, serious. They weren't the example. But the thing is, I will say my mom was on the news. She's been an executive my whole life. Like she can do any like public speaking, get on a microphone in front of thousands of people. Like she can, anytime she's on the phone with like an operator doing anything. Like my mom was a great example of how to speak professionally growing up. Like she is good as fuck at that. And I don't think it didn't rub off on me, I guess. So but hey, now I'm a podcast host. This is my lane where I feel the most at home. I'm going to continue doing this, and it's all good. So I want to thank you once again for listening today and hanging out with me. I had a lot of fun. I hope you did too. And please, before you exit out this app or listen to the next show, please stop right now, whatever you're doing. Go over to my show, subscribe to it, follow it, review it if you could. If you could find the little review button and click 1 through 5 stars, depending on how you feel about this episode. This, to me, this was a 5-star. I'll say it. This was a 5-star episode. I don't always say that. This was a 5-star episode. So please, if you're mid treadmill run right now, if you're at the gym on the treadmill, if you're mid lift, if you're mid walk, if you're out there doing your hot girl walk right now, watching the sunset, and your phone's in your pocket right now and you're listening to this episode, please remove the phone from your pocket. Go to the podcast and give me 5 stars, please, right now. This is my cry for help. I'm desperate for your reviews. I need more reviews. Okay. Every podcast you're listening to, every host out there would love another review from you. And I'm one of those people. So please review my podcast. You don't have to write anything. You can just click the 1 through 5 stars. And it would mean a lot to me. And again, oh my God, we're going to get even more desperate. If you want to support me, okay, if you want to support your local podcast host fiscally, you can go over to patreon.com/tjms, and it's $5 a month if you want to, support the show that way. So thank you. Follow me on Instagram at Jacqueline Monroe. Final thing. Jimmy, you want to say hi to the camera? This is audio only for a lot of people, but for the clips for social media, Jimmy's going to say hi. Oh, my big sweet teddy bear, Jimmy. He's tired. Yep, that's it. Thank you for hanging out. Hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you next time. Okay, bye.